Welcome everyone. This is Divine Dialogues, Intuitives Unveiled. I am Tracey Rhonda from Angels on the Prairie.
And I'm Rhonda Sean with Divine Guidance with Rhonda. And we're members of the Angel Empowerment Wellness Center. In our podcast, we're going to be delving into topics such as intuition, angelic connections, and the spiritual realm.
We're also going to talk about our own personal experiences to help you understand your own intuitive abilities. Thanks for joining us.
And let's begin.
Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about seeing from somebody else's point of view with Archangel Raguel. Now we're going to talk about helping you to navigate your inner struggles. Okay, so such as working through ego and working with your harmony with relationship with others. Okay, you got anything you want to expand on that, or we'll just start talking?
And also with yourself. So a lot of times, I'm just going to start with conflict. You may think the conflict is with others. 99% of your time, the conflict is within yourself. What the others does is highlights what triggers you.
Right. Truth, yeah. So, maybe this is a good time we need to just kind of bring up ego a little bit.
Yep.
So we all have ego. So ego is within us to keep us safe. So ego is the one that says, no, don't jump off that cliff. No, don't turn, on a red light. Don't walk into traffic. They're there to keep us safe. But sometimes they're a little bit stronger than we need to be. So that's what we would like to talk a little bit about ego, because sometimes you don't think about it, but you can ask your ego to be quiet for a little while. Like when we talk to our divine, to the archangels, or even it depends, whatever your belief system is, and you're struggling to hear, like remember, you can ask your ego to be quiet and then ask your question, and remember, ego is first person. So, which means they will say I, right? When they talk to you. And when you're talking to your team, and I'm going to use Archangel Raguel as the example, because that's who the archangel is with conflict resolution. So it's like, if I ask Archangel Raguel a question, he will answer third person. So we ask my child or your name. I'm literally going to ask you right now to say in your mind, like say your name. Say my name is, and I'll say my name is Tracey. Rhonda would say my name is Rhonda. So in your mind, just say my name is, and that's how they talk to you. It's not always a big booming voice or different. Everybody's different, understand? So don't overthink it. So our ego is the one that will always say, stop. No, you can't do that. You're crazy. No, that's not happening. So trust if something is, again, that's talking, I'm bringing up intuition, but, and your gut, but we're going to talk about really conflict and Archangel Raguel.
Archangel Raguel is what I call the mediation angel. He tends, and for me, he comes through male, so you'll hear me say he. He comes from a place of win-win. In our society, we're kind of conditioned, and this is kind of in that sense, that ego, there has to be a winner and that there has to be a loser. But when it comes to conflict, is a win-win solution. Everybody walks away feeling at peace, or that they've gotten a piece of the pie. So with conflict, is one of the best ways really is empathic, is what is their point of view. If they're having a bad day and they just go off on you, let's say, and you're going, oh, what is that about? Yes, it may be hard in that moment to take, but at the end of the day, it's not about you. And that's where I said a lot of times that conflict is more individual based that can lead to the external.
Absolutely.
And it's this holding up a mirror, what's happening, what's going on. So if you can ask yourself, like, whoa, where did this come from? And this is where getting to know your patterns and your situations helps. The more you get to know yourself, you're going, oh, this is triggering me. Why is this triggering me?
And and for me, like, it's like, okay, just stop for a second here. And okay, what is their point of view? Like, why are they're so strong on what their thought process is? So is it greater, better for them? Is it, they're just like, what is happening in their life that they're so strong in their belief system? So maybe, and you're strong in your belief system, maybe you just need to stop and figure out or ask what is going on in their life that they're have this sort of belief system that they're fighting so hard for it. And like Rhonda mentioned before, you don't know what's happening in their life. Maybe it's a pressure thing on their end from somebody else. You just don't know what's going on. So sometimes it's worth literally stopping and asking questions. And they can do that. And once you start, they will very well ask your belief system of why you're so strong on this point of view. And if you both listen to each other. And I know it's easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, for sure it is. Like, I'll give you a perfect example of this. So, I was working at the movie theater and we had a new manager come in. Part of it was a little bit, again, kind of ego in my sense. He's 24 years old, comes in, disrupts the system. And where I was getting angry is you don't know the system. You come in here and you want to change everything and not knowing why you're changing it. What it was is he felt that he needed some form of dominance and ego because he was the boss, so he needed certain things. My perspective is you come in here not knowing people, not knowing systems, and we were clashing hard because we were battling. But I thought, okay, team, I'm going, because normally I get along with everybody. So when this gets dropped into my lap where I just absolutely cannot get along with you, I'm going, there's a lesson for me to learn. There might have been a lesson for him to learn, but there was definitely something about me to learn in this. And I'm going, okay, what's going on here? Why did you bring this person into my life? Where I was getting to the point of being miserable because I'm going, I cannot figure this out. What it was my sense of control. And
Get that.
yeah,
Understand that.
yeah. And I was pouring too much into a company that didn't care about me. So once I was able to let that go, the team will test you. It's like, hey, you learned the lesson, but did you really learn the lesson? So they created situations as to, it's like, did you get the whisper or do you need the brick? Well, in this case, I needed the brick. And so when I thought I learned the lesson, I was given, I want to say, little tests and kind of, I want to say when I got that lesson, like I've been there for 10 years. Those As soon as I got the lessons, a month later, he resigned. But it took me 6 months to learn that lesson. Because he was the external force, but it was the internal. So I don't know how many of you read Jack Canfield, but he talks about we control our feelings. Tracey and I could have the same situation, but see it very differently. But what we can control is our thoughts, our feelings. How are we reacting?
And it's funny, Rhonda, like, as a, okay, if you're a couple, as your partner, you're doing exactly the same thing, and yet you literally have two versions of something that just happened because you've seen two different angles of it. And in, like I say, as a partner, a lot of time that causes conflict. So unless you can literally listen to each other of how they each saw it and, saw the situation, then you're gonna continually have conflict for sure. Like, I mean, that's big about partnership, like stop from assuming that you both saw the same, even if it's an accident or, something with your children. Stop from assuming that you've seen the same thing, even though you have, but you've seen different angles of it. So you'll take different takes from it.
Exactly. Well, so an example of that, it was like my friend and I went to go see Oprah when she came into when she came to Saskatoon. And we were kind of discussing our experiences, and it was very interesting because what she got from it, and I can't exactly remember what, but it was like what she got from it and what I got from it, it was almost like our two opinions clashed, but yet we sat at the went to the same thing, and I'm like, so you got that and I got this, and we listened to the same person. So it's also looking at your lens, right? Like,
Well, and it's not saying that either side is wrong.
no, absolutely not.
It's just about understanding each side. So, you know, it's all about learning to work with others in harmony so that life is easier, you know? And really don't say that we're not saying that, say, well, I'm wrong or they're wrong, because that isn't what this is about. It's just about learning that even though they have opinion, it doesn't mean they are wrong either. It's just about talking and understanding the other person's point of view.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's an exercise that Bob Proctor he talks about and teaches about. So if when you have a problem, and see a problem is a conflict, okay? When you have a problem, you write your problem on a piece of paper. You write it out. And you're going, this is how I'm going to solve this problem. Then you're going, say, let's call in Archangel Raguel, for example. How's he going to solve that problem? Write down. Call in your person, even if you're dead or alive, call in your mother. How's your mother going to solve this problem? So you kind of learn how to get the different perspectives of it. And the more you're able to do this, the more understanding you have with it. And really, it's when you're kind of conflict, it's kind of challenging what the universe is doing, going back to ego, is challenging your belief system. Because I know things that I believed 10 years ago aren't what I believe in now.
Totally. That's the truth, right? We change all the time. We learn every day and we change from our journey of what we learn and what suits us better than it did before. So it's really also like being able to handle conflict better. It will help you move forward in a relationship, whether it's career or personal, because once you're in conflict, it just stops. Like you stop moving forward. So their Archangel Raguel, like he's really big on cooperation and understanding. So he's big on stop, take a step back, and start thinking of what the fight really or the conflict really is about. And it doesn't matter if you're wrong or not. It's just to listen to both sides and realize that really you're a bigger person than you thought because you're willing to solve it.
And
And
it's also not, oh, sorry, it's also
no,
not means that you have to hide from your truth because he allows you to use your voice. And
absolutely.
Archangel Gabriel and Raguel actually worked very in tandem together because Raguel is all about mediation, coming to an agreement, where Gabriel is about speaking your truth. And because a lot of people will be afraid to hide their truth because they're afraid to offend somebody or to upset somebody. But the reality is that you're in just as much, your opinion matters just as much as the opinion of somebody else. Where some of the conflict resolution might come in is the words you're using, is it harming other people?
Well, yeah, right? Like, I mean, sometimes we have off days. We all have off days. And, sometimes our mouth just goes without thinking. And, we make mistakes. We're human.
Yeah.
So,
But avoiding conflict is actually does you a disservice as well. Because what conflict does, it actually challenges your beliefs. It challenges, maybe you have to think about things differently because maybe what you thought was serving you isn't actually serving you anymore. It served you for what you needed that moment in time. But as you evolve and grow, it will help you being able to expand. So, like I said earlier, this is my passion. Like Tracey's, a lot of her passion is around like Mother Earth or Spirit, where my passion is conflict resolution, looking at self beliefs. Like, I love to challenge. Why do you think that way? I do that all the time. I journal, reflections, but that's part of our practice as a social worker is we're constantly challenging
true.
and
Yeah.
reflecting.
My thing is, you know what? If you having conflict, like call in Archangel Raguel. Okay, so for me, when he comes in, he is like a male energy, and he's very grounding. I feel very grounded, very safe energy, and he helps with cooperation and understanding. So ask him for help because he'll bring you to that calmness and help you think things clearer because you literally had to stop and ask him to come in for help. It changes right away your thought process.
Yeah.
Okay? He's great for that.
Yes. And I have designed a course specifically around looking at belief systems, looking at conflict, and it's called Live in Your Now, Heal Your Past. To think about that. It is on my website. I offer it live. It is getting turned into an online course just because it is a 4-week course. So some people don't like to commit to that. Where I take you through exercises and challenge you on conflict resolution, conflict beliefs. Why are you believing this? And so
So when you mean 4 weeks, are you talking like 9 to 5 every day?
it's designed for 2 hours.
Okay,
But
just
or
so
I
people
do have a
understand.
yeah, but right now it's not being offered, but it's on a wait list. And it's like I said, it's getting turned into an online course. I just don't know when it's going to be available. But if you want to join the wait list for online sessions, I will definitely open it up and you can go to my site and I will put it up for a wait list and see how many people are interested. But it is a very intensive course with homework. So it's kind of what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. But it's definitely something that I've gotten positive reviews about and how it's been impactful for them.
Awesome. That's great. So perfect timing then.
Yeah.
This was brought up by the archangels because just so you know, sometimes we literally pull a card and say, okay, team, what would you like us to talk about this week? And our card that was pulled out from the archangel deck was see the other person's point of view. So
Yep.
we trust when we get messages like that to do it. So hey, everything for a
Yes.
reason. We believe that.
Absolutely. Is there anything more you needed
Um,
or would like to?
just remember, Archangel Raguel is there because he you know what? You call him in. So he's the divine truth. When you speak your truth, if you call him in, he helps you with speaking your divine truth and helps you approach them all with clarity and balance. Okay. So trust when you call him in that he will help you.
Yeah. I call him my personal development coach.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining us this week.
Thank you. Have a great week. Thank you for listening to Divine Dialogues, Intuitives Unveiled. If you would like to work with Tracey and Rhonda, our information is posted in the show notes.
Now, our new episodes are going to fall on Tuesdays. So if you're interested in receiving a free meditation on connecting to your guardian angels, click that link below to subscribe to the Angel Empowerment Wellness Center newsletter. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, everybody.